Hi guys, and here we are again, and we are on video 6, uh, talking about the leukemia story. Excuse me. So I thought about, I haven't really talked about this leukemia. I don't know if this is working right. Let me just move this down here. Oh, that's right. Basically, I'm just looking at my face in the screen. I look so white. I could do with a holiday in the sunshine. I think me and the wife could both do with a holiday in the sunshine. Right. What is leukemia? Okay. Well, I'm going to put a video up from YouTube to explain that. I don't really need to go into complete ins and outs of it. But let's just pop in here, and lots of information in here about leukemia. But basically, it's a breakdown of a molecular cell in the bone marrow. Now, I just want to see if we can pick. Right, we can use this one here. Okay, that's a nice one. We've got an artery, and this is the common components: white blood cells, red blood cells, and platelets. Okay, now the video will explain everything what they do. Basically, what's happening to me is I'm not making enough red blood cells, and because there's an interference either on the surfaces. I can't give an exact diagnosis yet because I'm still waiting for the hematologist to give us a chromosome report or the DNA report of my cells. And so we don't know what direction we're going yet as far as treatment is concerned. But anyway, I'm not making enough red blood cells. I'm not, and the effect of that is I can put it down to like a torch. You know, we've had a torch where it was brand new battery and it shines brightly and working well. But over a period of time, that bulb starts to go dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dies out. Well, that's something similar to what happens to us who suffer leukemia. What is happening is that we get very fatigued and tired because the body, the red cells, which carry oxygen around our body to all the body tissues, is just not getting there, and any strain or muscle work or anything that requires oxygen, whether it be lifting, pushing, just even walking, becomes literally just like hard work. Even walking, in fact, even just pushing a hoover, you're doing carpets or something like that, you're using muscle power, which requires oxygen. If there's no oxygen, you get tired and fatigued. And also, me personally, I feel like a tightness in the chest as well. I'm not too sure what that actually is, whether it's just too much strain or what. I don't have the right answer for that one yet, but it's not important. I just know that I don't have enough oxygen going around the body. So basically, I have screwed up cells. Something inside here is too much of. it's overcrowding and it's causing great big issues. And I don't even know what type of leukemia it is, but there's a little bit, a very, very little bit of good news. And it's not an answer, but it's been a little bit of good news. We heard on Wednesday at the hospital with our hematologist, and we are on the right at the bottom scale of what the issue is, which means we may have caught this before it's actually gone full blown. But once again, we don't know until we get the full DNA test back. So I'm not raising hopes on myself. I have leukemia. We don't know, but we just don't know what stage it's at the moment. So I'm not going to go into other types of leukemia or what can happen in the future, because what's the point? I'm not there and I'm not going there. So I just wanted to explain just in simple terms what this is, but I'll let the video do that. So let's there's lots of information on the internet about it, and you won't find rubbish here. I mean, it's just facts and explanations. How did the doctor know there was something wrong? Well, in the beginning, apart from the feeling tired and fatigued, your lips start going white. Your normal eye test, that was going white. So everything was sort of the redness that we all exhume in our parts of our body, and in the eyes where the clues are, and the lips and things like that. There was going all white. There was definitely an issue there. So that meant to start having some blood samples taken, and they can count the blood cells. And excuse me, I was a little bit thirsty. Do a blood count, and then it takes us on to the next bit. I think it. Okay, which one can we use? I did pull one up here. Just find it. They now have to. There we go. This one here. We now have to go into hospital to have samples taken from the bone marrow. And quite simply, it is like this. You don't lay there naked. You just pull your pants down and work on the little area. So just ignore the nakedness. It's just an example. And I'm going to go straight into pain, because I see a lot of people are putting up videos and making comments that if you have to have a bone marrow sample test, oh my god, pain and pictures and all sorts of things come into the scene. And if you read, the worse it gets. Okay, that I hadn't read up on bone marrow or anything, other than saying to the doctor, yeah, well, let's go and do this bone marrow test. I mean, I didn't go into the internet and start looking for trouble. So it was laid down. I had a local anesthetic. So in other words, I just pump some anesthetic into this area so I don't feel any pain. And they take start putting needles into the bone, and so they can get into the marrow here and to take the sample of the tissues. I had no pain. I'm not going to lie, and I think the doctor just the first time around, the doctor put in probably I think maybe 2 or 3 injections. I mean, they rub that skin and they move that anesthesia around, so it goes right down to the bone tissue. So the needle going in, you just don't feel that until it gets to the bone. Now that doesn't mean I felt pain, but what I felt was the only word I could put it down to was pressure. Right now, what I didn't realize was where is it? This one here. I didn't see this thing. There we go. I didn't see this. This is a bone marrow needle, and this is what if you want to see it in action, there's a lot of good YouTube videos, okay, live ones of this happening. So I'm not going to put that up on the blog because some of you might be squeamish. Anyway, this is put into the bone marrow, and that's actually a little cap here, and then they put a syringe on there, and they can extract the bone marrow. But they twist this into your bone, and that's what you feel. It's not pain, but you could feel pressure. Now, 2 things you can do when this is happening. I was in hospital 2 hours away from home in Glasgow, in the UK, and we don't have Kentucky Fried Chicken here, and everybody, I think, you all begin to realise I like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Well, I haven't had it for 3-4 years, and I said to my wife, I said, look, we've done the hospital, we're going out to buy 2 buckets of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Okay. So the first time I had this done, luckily I had a nurse at our local hospital, which is only about 45 minutes away, and the hematologist the first time around came up to the local hospital and did this. And I held the nurse's hand because when I felt that pressure, she said, just hold that, because then it helps, doesn't it? And anyway, had I really squeezed her hand, I would have broken it. Not through the pain, but because of what was happening. And so we decided, me and the nurse, start talking about food, and Kentucky Fried Chicken came up. And while this guy's doing this, I'm talking Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I took my mind off the situation. But the second time round, I had to have it done again because the first tests, there was something wrong with the samples, had gone off or done something, I don't know. Anyway, went back down to Glasgow, and I didn't have a nurse. So I just had this guy, he wasn't even the hematologist, it was just a stranger, and he's going in there, and I'm thinking, I'm on my own here, so what do? I think Kentucky Fried Chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken. So anyway, that's what I did. That's how I got over it. So if anybody suffer pains from this, I don't know why, I can only put that down to either your body tissue or there's something wrong with your doctor, whoever's doing that. But anyway, I want to set it at rest that it is not a painful procedure if it's done right. Okay, so they take the blood samples, do the cell counts, and then do further investigation with the bone marrow aspiration, as they call it. And I don't know why they're showing a picture of this here, this person laying down. We never did that. They want you at an angle like this. Yeah, it was a comfortable position anyway. can't say anything more than that. But the next step, let's move away from there. The next step is, well, if your blood's not working properly, or you have insufficient oxygenation going around your body because you don't have enough red blood cells, then your next issue is blood. You need to have blood replacement because this has the full blood count, your plasma, platelets, etc. So people on leukemia, people who have leukemia have to have blood transfusions periodically. I say periodically, that's not true. I started at 4 weeks first time round, then the next time round was 3 weeks, and it looks like I might be going for 2 weeks. I don't know yet because I've only had one pint for 2 visits, but this third visit I was pretty down. My wife was a little bit scared. I didn't look well at all, and I must admit, walking from the house door to the car, by the time I got to the car, I sort of like that, and I just sort of leaned back on the seat, and I thought, no, this is really bad, you know. So I couldn't wait to get into the hospital. That blood for me was, I couldn't wait for it. Anyway, I had 3 pints of it. Spent 12 hours in hospital, letting that sink into my veins. It surely does make a difference. So all you guys out there who give blood, believe me, you're doing a damn good job for other human beings. And if you're not giving blood, please do it. You might find yourself in hospital and needing it. I just noticed something here, that this picture is associated with a heavily pregnant Jehovah's Witness. Well, woman and her baby have reportedly died after she was diagnosed with leukemia, but refused a blood transfusion. I won't get involved with the religious side of things. I need. Anyway, give blood, guys. I need some. Okay, it's ORH positive. Okay. Right. What else is there? I think I had. Oh, I wanted to show you a couple of photographs. Hold on a second. Let's just minimize preview. But that's me and the wife, and there's me having a bit of a blood transfusion. Yeah, I'm happy enough. That's what good blood does for you. Anyway, the nurses in these, this is a Macmillan nurses ward, and a lot of people go through these wards. A lot of people, including those on chemo, and that's not a nice sight, seeing some of those people, I tell you. Anyway, and I wanted to show you preview. Right, this is where I had the needles put in. A bit of bruising here. There's the main hole. Used to be the hole there. I think these were the anesthesia. I'm not too sure. But when my wife saw this, she thought, "Oh my God, you know what's happened here?" Like, you know. And this was the second time with this other doctor in Glasgow. And I must admit, I was in that room a lot longer than my original hematologist. And if I had to sum all this up, the time, the pressure work and all this kind of stuff, I would put this guy who did this on a pain level of 10, and he was on the 8. Okay. Now, I don't want to say pain level. I just want to say the whole procedure was 8, where my hematologist beforehand, I would put him on the level of 5, 6. Okay, so it was pretty quick. This one seemed like it was going on forever. Anyway, it's all healed up. I don't, obviously it's not going to be my last one. I'm sure there's going to be more drilling to be done. But that's okay. I know what to expect, and just think Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I'll be all right. Yeah, that's it for the moment on that. So what is it? What was I going to do here? Researching leukemia on the internet. It's hard work, and many things happen. When it comes to looking for information, there is a lot of misinformation is the word, misinformation. And there are lots of experts. So many of them, if you start looking and checking and credentializing reports and all sorts of stuff, leads down a road that goes to nowhere. So you've really got to dig deep. And one of the things I've come across is where somebody knows somebody, somebody knows somebody, right? And that's pretty a good way of following up on something. You're going to get all sorts of cranky stuff, magic pills and other junk. Okay, I can't really. I can't give it all into some kind of format or whatever. It's go in there, dive and search, and it's led me to some very interesting places and to some very interesting people. Now, okay, let's say I have leukemia. How am I going to fix it? This is the next important question. You can join groups, find institutions, cancer societies, whatever country you're in. There's plenty of help out there. And you can join all of this and get first-hand information. But cancer takes you straight to the medical fraternity. Okay, that's the first thing going to take you, and you already know, the whole world knows, cancer is chemotherapy and radiation, right? Okay, mostly, right? When you start delving into the chemo radiation story, there is a huge for and against. I read something yesterday that I suppose I could call it collateral damage. 97% of chemotherapy doesn't work. And the figures of people dying is just too high. And if you look at a picture of that in your mind, you think, well, I'll take chemotherapy, and I hope I'm part of the 3% who survive. Okay, those figures are just figures. Okay, I don't know what the actual facts are. You know, there's just misinformation again. You don't know. There is just so much controversy over chemotherapy and radiation, and there are just too many stories of the pain. Even words like hell come into play, right? It is apparently in some cases, in lots of cases, that it can I can't find the right words to say because I haven't gone through chemo. I can only see in what I read, so I can't give any proper testimonial on it. So it takes money and decisions of what direction you're going to go to fix this. Now, in the UK, we have our National Health Service, so that's all paid for. In other countries, you'd have a medical insurance, so that would cover you, hopefully. And certainly, if you don't have any money, then you'll have to just do as you're told and take whatever you're told to take to solve the problem. But like anything else, you do your research to see if there's any other answers. It doesn't have to be cancer, it could be anything. I'm trying to think of examples, but I don't need to. Do your research and see if there's anything else around. Now, there's a lot of quacky stuff on the internet when it comes to things like cancer. This major fruit in the Amazonian forest contains life-saving cancer properties. I'm not laughing at that. It probably does. And there's probably lots of fruits and plants and stuff out there that can help fight cancer. But you won't find, let's take a fruit from the Amazon forest, for example. Okay, although they've got one in Australia as well. There are all sorts of fruits all around the world. But there's no follow-up, no tests, or thousands of people are taking this fruit and it's fixing the issue. There's none of that. Okay, I see only two things: chemotherapy, and the other one I'll talk to in a minute. There's going to be lots of websites out there where they've got this great liquid that helps with your blood or or something to do with your diet and something like this. There's just so many stuff that gets actually you'll see on the internet. I mean, the internet is just information, and you're going to find a lot of information, right? A lot of information, and you're going to have to sift through it all to see what you can find, and look for people like me who can probably help you not go down that road, and just follow me and see or look at what information I found. When I was 16 years old, I came across a plant. Now, that would be back in 1960. Now, 1960 was the year of the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, all that era. And yep, I was a hippie. And I smoked a lot of dope. For a good 4 years before I joined the merchant navy and traveled the world and found even better stuff. But anyway, I know about marijuana. Okay. And that's the entertainment side of it. What I didn't know at the time was that it had something far, far more powerful than I could have imagined. And when it comes to cancer, boom, cannabis is so high up there that you cannot ignore reading about cannabis oil or medical marijuana to help fight cancer. And I'm going to use the words, it appears and does cure it. So I've gone down the road of huge research onto the benefits of taking cannabis oil. And firstly, I know it's a safe product. I'm 63 now, and 4 years of smoking dope hasn't done me anything other than make me more humorous than I've ever been. It never affected my brain cells or caused any issues. Like in those days, it was forbidden, and it does this and it does that, and oh my God, what a load of bullshit. The whole world to smoke marijuana, we'd all be happy. Anyway, I've gone down that route. I'm not taking chemotherapy. No one has died on marijuana. I can't find anything. Nothing at all. Okay. All I see is good reports. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people taking cannabis oil. Yay! I beat cancer. All right. Okay. I'm going to put a disclaimer. There are probably people out there who it hasn't done anything to anybody. But I don't know it and I haven't found it yet. So if you want to put any comments below on my blog that you know people who tried it and it never worked, let's hear it. Let's hear both sides of the story. I'm going to make another video pretty much after this one regarding diet and what I'm doing to help other people. And the postman has just arrived. Now the postie is here. No, not today. I ordered some cannabis oil from Rotterdam because I was a little bit concerned about the quality and I can say this because it's the first time I've gone to a website looking to buy the oil. I don't know what it is I'm buying, which is a very dangerous thing to, not dangerous, it's just you got to be cautious of what you're going to buy in regards to a product, just like anything else. And there's a lot of scammy websites out there, and the prices are through the roof in some cases, and some of the stuff is just pure bullshit. Okay, so I've gone to Rotterdam I've been to Rotterdam in my early days, looking at the red light district and through the windows when I was in the Navy. Never did go through those windows. But anyway, it was also the hotspot for marijuana. It's been a very, it's a country, it's very forgiving, I think is the word. It's a nice place. Anyway, I found a great website. I found some good stuff. But it was only 25%, no, was the max 50% concentration. I must put a video up of about Rick Simpson oil. It's very interesting. I'll have a look at it and put it on with this video. The purer cannabis oil you can take is equivalent to taking a full-on bomb. It's got everything in it, and that's what you need. There's a lot of breaking down doing this because there's so many cannabinoids, etc. So that's another science. You'll find that on investigation, or I will put information in. So I'm waiting I found through tracking that because I was worried whether I'd get this stuff into the UK, but through DHL tracking, it went through Gatwick Airport and passed. We got through. So I think for the amount it was, and probably the way it was packaged and everything else, that customs, and there is a certain amount of legality about medical marijuana in the UK that says, yeah, you can use it, but we'll watch it, So I'm waiting for that to come through. But I also didn't stop there. I kept looking, and I found somebody who's become a very good friend now, and I don't have to go overseas. And I will talk about that later in another video. So there's the leukemia story, how it's affected me, and what it's about, and what you go through, and what path I'm going to take in repairing myself. Now, because I'm not going through the medical fraternity, I'm hoping that a lot of you out there will follow me, because one can look at the information on the internet, but where can you find a video like this has been happening, going live, and somebody who's not going to go chemotherapy but going to go to something that is not the norm? And is cannabis just a big joke? Is it all a lie? Because this person is going down medical marijuana path to treat one of the worst diseases on the planet, cancer. Okay? In other words, I'm pretty well walking away from what the world thinks works. Something to remember. You have your medical fraternity, right? It's a job, it's a business, it's a pharmaceutical money maker. Okay? Medical marijuana, or marijuana in is smoked and used. I can't say it's going to be thousands. I think it's millions of people around the world. Okay, and that's not a high figure because there's about 7 billion people on the planet, apart from young children and babies, of course. So I think probably somewhere, I'm sure in your life, that you've smelt it, passed it, smoked it, ate it. And it's not just the common man, it's to the top. Who hasn't smoked marijuana? Yeah, so there we go. I'm going down that route, and if I come out of this swinging from the treetops in a few months' time, I will be a living witness to the proof that medical marijuana is probably the wonder drug of the century. I just want to throw something else in, and do your research. Marijuana has been on this planet for thousands of years. It has been used, and you can research this, as far back as the Egyptians, probably even further back than that, okay, for recreational and also for medical purposes. All right, so this is not new. Because of man's lifestyle, food production, etc., etc., we're starting to suffer from all sorts of toxins and diseases and all sorts of stuff. And we need medicines. And medicines are a money-making monopoly. Okay. And if I could sell you cancer treatment, that's where I'm going to push you to go. Okay. Well, I'm not listening. I'm going to take my cannabis oil. As I said, I'll do a video about that later because I'm waiting for something else to arrive in the post. And you can watch it all happen. Okay. Right. I think that's a long enough video, don't you? Okay. I don't think there's anything else. Okay. This is my blog. So just show you here. Leukemia, a cancer journey. I've still not quite finished it. I've got to do all sorts of changes here. You'll be able to no, I don't want to talk about that. That's another story. But I am making a blog, so all updates will be on here, and you can watch it here. Okay, right. I'm going to end this. That's 3/4 of an hour of chatting there. Wow, long video. Okay, sorry it's been that long, but I think people need to know our story. Cheers.